I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Building muscle with IBD is different. The rules that work for healthy people don't work for us. And that's probably why you've been stuck, frustrated, watching other people build the body you want while you still struggle. But it's not your fault. Nobody taught you how to do this correctly. So let me break it down exactly what you need to do to build real muscle as an IBD patient. First, watch what you eat. Most IBD patients are either restricting food out of fear or forcing themselves to eat foods that destroy their gut because some fitness bro said you need whey protein shakes and Greek yogurt to build muscle. Here's the truth. As an IBD patient trying to build muscle, you need to eat for two goals at once: building muscle and not triggering your symptoms. And yes, it's possible. I was 89 pounds. I was terrified of food. Every food felt like Russian roulette. Will this send me to the bathroom for 3 hours? Will this trigger a flare? So I played it safe, ate bland foods, and that kept me small and weak. Then I realized I needed to test foods systematically, not randomly. I started with high protein foods that are easier on the gut: white fish, eggs, white rice, certain lean meats cooked properly. Tracked how my food responded, and I repeated this process until I found safe foods that actually fueled my muscle growth. You need protein to build muscle. That's non-negotiable. But you don't need to eat like a bodybuilder. You need to find your high protein foods that don't destroy you. For me, it was duck, lamb, sweet potatoes, and maybe mixed nuts. For you, it might be something different. Test it, track it, until you find what works. And another pro tip nobody tells you is meal timing and frequency matters with IBD. I learned to eat smaller meals 3 to 4 times a day instead of forcing myself to eat huge meals that stressed my gut. Eating smaller portions more frequently kept my energy stable and my symptoms manageable. Second, stop being too dependent on medication. Now I need to be careful here because I'm not your doctor and I'm not trying to tell you when to stop taking your meds. That would be stupid and dangerous. But here's what I am saying. Medication should be a tool, not a life sentence. And most doctors never tell you there's another option because they don't know or because the system profits from keeping you dependent on medication. When I was on Humira and prednisone, I felt like a prisoner. Those medications controlled my schedule, my energy, and my entire life. As I got stronger, as I built muscle and my inflammation markers improved, I worked with my doctor to slowly reduce my dosage. Not every night, not slowly, strategically, and medication supervision. And eventually I got off them completely. 7 years in remission now, no medications. I'm not saying this will happen to everyone, but I am saying you have more control than you've ever been told. Building strength reduces inflammation. Proper nutrition heals your gut. Your body has incredible healing potential when you give it the right tools. So work with your doctor, but don't just accept their answer if they tell you you're on meds forever. Show them your progress. Show them you're improving your blood work and advocate for yourself. Third, do calisthenics and weightlifting. But again, not the way healthy people do it. When I first started training, I tried following normal gym programs, high intensity programs, lifting 6 days a week, pushing through fatigue, and I crashed hard. My symptoms exploded. I lost weight instead of gaining it. I felt worse, not better. That's when I learned the difference between training for healthy people and training for IBD patients. We need progressive overload, yes, but we also need to respect our energy levels, listen to our bodies, and adjust based on how we feel that day. Some days I could lift heavy and push hard. Other days I needed to scale back, do bodyweight movements, and focus on form instead of weight. Also, calisthenics is incredible for IBD patients because you can do it anywhere. You don't need equipment, and you can modify intensity based on how you feel. Push-ups, pull-ups, squats, dips, movements that can help you build real strength without the stress of crowded gyms. Weightlifting is powerful too, but you have to be smart. Start lighter than you think you need to. Focus on movement quality. Add weight slowly. Don't compare yourself to the guy next to you who doesn't have IBD challenges. I remember doing my first real pull-up. After being 89 pounds, it took months to build up to it. But when I finally did, when I felt my back muscles engaged and pulled my chin over the bar, it proved to me that my body was capable of more. Fourth, get support. This is the one most people ignore, and it's why they fail. You cannot do this alone. I tried. I spent years figuring this out on my own, failing over and over, with no one who understands what I was going through. You need people who get it, not your healthy friends who say, just eat more or just go work out harder. Not family members who treat you like you're made of glass. You need other IBD patients who are fighting the same battle, who understand the rage and the shame and the fear. When I started working with other IBD patients, everything changed. We held each other accountable. We celebrated wins together. When one person wanted to quit, the rest of us pulled them back up. That community made the difference between giving up and pushing through. And you need someone who's been where you are and made it out. Someone who can look at your specific situation and say, here's what you need to adjust. Here's why you're stuck. Here's the next step, and so on. Because that guidance will save you years of trial and error. Fifth, believe in yourself. I know this sounds soft. I know it sounds like a motivational poster garbage. But I'm telling you, this is the most important one. When I was 89 pounds, I didn't believe I could build muscle. I didn't believe I'd ever get off of medication. I didn't believe my body could get stronger. And that belief kept me stuck more than anything else. The moment I decided I could do anything, I was here for a reason, that I didn't survive Crohn's disease just to stay weak forever. That's when everything changed. Not because it's magic, but because belief drives action. If you believe you're broken, you won't push yourself. You won't try new things. You won't take risks. You'll play it safe and stay exactly where you are. But if you believe your body can get stronger, you'll show up even on hard days. You'll test new foods. You'll add one more rep. You'll keep going when it gets difficult. And that consistency over time will transform your body. Look, I know you tried things before and failed. I know you've been disappointed. I know you're tired of getting your hopes up just to be let down again. But here's the difference. You've never had a system designed specifically for IBD patients by someone who nearly died from Crohn's and came back stronger. I'm running a 5-day IBD Strength Breakthrough Challenge starting November 3rd for $27. I'm going to walk you through your first IBD safe workout, teach you how to eat for muscle without triggering symptoms, and show you the complete roadmap to building strength and reducing medication dependency as an IBD patient. If you're tired of spinning your wheels and you're ready to actually make progress, the links is in the description. November 3rd through the 7th, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time. I'll see you inside.